Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Hasham. So far we have completed 13 problems on capital budgeting. This is the last and final video on the problems, 14th and 15th. These two problems I am going to explain in this video. So if you want the perfect knowledge about this concept, first of all watch the theory video. If you have not watched, I suggest you go to the playlist of my channel. Select the subject Financial Management for BBA. Select the video of theory on capital budgeting. Be perfect about the concept. What are the techniques available for evaluating capital budgeting proposals? Then you can understand the problems easily. So before starting the 14th problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. Always keep ready the problems. Take the screenshot of the points which I have written on the board, then I'll explain every point in detail. Come on, see the 14th problem. A chemical company is considering investing in a project that cost rupees 4 lakh. So initial investment 4 lakh. The estimated salvage value is zero, nil, no salvage value, scrap value 0. Tax rate 55%. The company uses straight line method of depreciation and the proposed project has cash flows before tax as follows. But first of all, for evaluating different techniques, we need CFAT, cash flow after tax. In the problem, it is given cash flow before tax. So we have to convert this CFBT into CFAT. And year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 years is the life. Every year CFBT is given 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 150, 150, 250. Then calculate the NPV, net present value at 15% and IRR of the project. So two techniques we have to apply, that is NPV and IRR in this problem. So first of all, we have to convert the CFBT into CFAT. Annual depreciation as per straight line method, the formula is cost minus scrap divided by life. The cost is 4 lakh rupees. No scrap value is there, 0. And the life of the project is 5 years. So every year annual depreciation is 80,000. That will remain same. Now by making this table, we want to find out CFAT, cash flow after tax. That are nothing but net cash inflows. So year column, then CFBT, whatever is given in the problem I have taken. Then depreciation, annual depreciation 80,000. So CFBT minus depreciation will get PBT, profit before tax. So 1 lakh minus 80,000, 20,000. 1 lakh minus 80, 20, like that PBT. Now tax rate is 55% given in the problem. So this tax rate is applied on PBT, profit before tax. So before tax 20,000 into 55%, you will get 11,000. 20,000 into 55%, 11,000. 70,000 into 55%, 38,500. So we got tax. Now subtract. PBT minus tax, we will get PAT, profit after tax. So 20,000 minus 11,000, 9,000. 20,000 minus 11, 9. 70,000 minus 38,500, 31,500. So we got PAT. Now CFAT, cash flow after tax, means profit after tax plus depreciation. That means to PAT, we add back depreciation because depreciation is a non-cash expense. So here depreciation is 80,000. 80,000 plus 9,000, you will get 89,000. Then 80,000 plus 9,000, 89. 80,000 plus 31,500, you get 1,11,500. Like this we calculate CFAT. Now total of CFAT 557,500. That's it. So in this way we have to convert the CFBT into CFAT. Now we calculate the NPV. The first thing is we have to calculate NPV at what rate? 15%. At 15% discount rate we have to calculate net present value. Year column, CFAT, just now we have calculated. These values you should take. Don't take the value which is given in the problem. So these are the CFAT values. Then PV factors at 15%. 15% for first year, second year, third year. You can calculate on the calculator, but it's time consuming. So always better refer the PV tables, present value tables. It is given in every textbook at the end of the page, at the end of the book, or else you can take the printout of these PV tables from my description. I have uploaded the PV tables, PDF of PV tables, and it is there in the description. Take the printout and refer it. So 15% first year you will get 0.870. Then second year 0.756, third year 658, fourth year, fifth year. Now multiply the CFAT with PV factors. This CFAT with PV factors will get PV of CFAT. 77,430. Now 89,000 into 0.870, 77,430. 89,000 into 0.756, you'll get 67,284. Like this you multiply. Take the total of CFAT, 3,59,640. This is the present value of cash inflows. So present value of cash inflow 359,640. From this we subtract present value of cash outflow. How much is the initial investment? It is 4 lakh. The cost of the project is 4 lakh. So subtract 4 lakh. You will get negative minus 40,360. The net present value is negative. That means the project is not acceptable at 15% discount rate. We are not getting 15% return on this project. We are getting less than 15%. Right? So from NPV criteria, the project is not acceptable. Now we have to calculate the IR. Calculation of IR. So first of all, NPV at 15% we got negative. Negative minus 40,630. If you want to increase the NPV to positive, you have to decrease the rate. Remember this point. Whenever I say an important point, you just note it down. That is very important. So here NPV is negative. At what discount rate? 15%. We want a positive NPV. So we have to decrease the rate. If you want to increase the NPV, you have to decrease the rate. So instead of 15%, we decrease it and take it as 10%. In order to increase the NPV, we reduce the rate. Let us try to find out the NPV at 10% discount rate. Right? So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The CFAT values, same CFAT values I have copied down. Then 10% PV factors. If you refer the table, first year 0.909, second year 0.826, third year 0.751. Like that, every year PV factors have taken. Now multiply CFAT with PV factors. 89,000 into 0.909, 80,901. 89,000 into 0.826, 73,540. Multiply all, you will get the total 4,11,494. This is the present value of cash inflows. Now from the present value of cash inflows, subtract present value of cash outflow. The outflow is 4 lakh. So you will get NPV 11,494 positive. So at 15% we got negative NPV. At 10% we got positive NPV. So our IRR lies between 10% and 15%. In between 10% and 15% is our IRR. So at 10% plus 11,494, at 15% minus 40,360. So IRR lies between 10% and 15%. Actual IRR can be calculated by the following formula. So IRR formula RL plus NPVL divided by difference in NPVs into delta R. RL stands for lower rate. Two rates we have, 10% and 15%. Which is the lower rate? 10%. Then delta R, NPVL. NPVL का मतलब NPV at lower rate of return, lower rate of discount. Lower rate of discount is 10%. What is the NPV? 11,494. So in numerator we will take 11,494. Next, delta R, difference between the two rates. The two rates are 15% and 10%. What is the difference? 5. Now substitute. IRR is equal to, in place of RL, I am writing 10. NPVL, it is 11,494. Difference in NPV. That means positive NPV minus negative NPV. The positive NPV is 11,494. Here we are having positive NPV. Minus. The negative NPV is minus 40,360. So minus into minus will become plus, right? So 11,494 plus 40,360 denominator. Now 11,494 into 5 divided by 51,854. You will get 1.11. So add up 10 plus 1.11, 11.11. That is the IRR, internal rate of return. That's it. Now how to take the decision? We compare the actual IRR with the predetermined rate or cutoff rate which is given by the management. If the management says we want 15% return only, then this project is not acceptable because actual IRR is less than 15%. Right? Now, that is the end of problem number 14. Now, last and final problem, that is problem number 15. ABC Limited is considering two projects. Only one of the project can be accepted. Mutually exclusive projects. The data in respect of these two are given below. So, project A, project B, we have outflow. Cash outflow of A project is 10,000, B project 50,000. And net cash inflows are 5,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,500. Calculate the payback period. PBP we have to calculate. And NPV at 10% rate and IRR. Also suggest which project should be selected by the firm. So three criteria we have to apply: PVP, NPV and IRR. So two projects. First of all, we calculate PVP. The time period required to get back our initial investment. For A project, initial investment is 10,000. So how many years it takes to get back 10,000? So year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the cash inflows given in the problem. Cumulative cash inflows. Because every year cash inflows are different. So we cumulate. So 5,000 first as it is. 5,000 plus 5,000, 10,000. 10 plus 3, 13,000. 13 plus 2, 15,000. 15 plus 1,500, 16,500. These are the cumulative cash flows. Now, initial investment is 10,000. Now, if you closely watch the cumulative cash inflows, it is 10,000 in which year? Second year. That means the cumulative cash inflow is 10,000 at the end of second year. That means in 2 years, we are getting back our 10,000. So, PBP is 2 years. PBP is equal to 2 years. Over. Now project B, second project, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cash inflows are 10, 15, 25, 25, 21, all given in the problem. Now cumulative, 10,000 first as it is, 10 plus 15, 25, 25 plus 25, 50, 50 plus 25, 75, 75 plus 21, 96,000. That's it. Now our initial investment is 50,000. Now locate 50,000 in cumulative. Yes, 50,000 is there. Against which year? 3 years. That means we are recovering our initial investment of 50,000 at the end of 3 years. So PBP is 3 years. Now according to PBP criteria, which project should be selected? A project. Whichever project has a lower PBP, that project is preferable. So here A project is having only 2 years. B project is having 3 years to recover. So it is better to accept A project. That's it. Now, next thing is we have to calculate NPV at 10% discount rate. So, project A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, cash inflows are given in the problem. PV factors 10%. Refer the table. First year 0.909, second year 0.826, 0.751, 0.683, 0.621. These are the PV factors. You can refer it in the PV tables. Now, multiply cash inflows with PV factor, 5,000 into 0.909, 4545, 5,000 into 0.826, 4130. Add up the total, 13,226. That is the PV of cash inflow. Minus PV of cash outflow, 10,000. So NPV we are getting positive, 3,226. This is the NPV for project A.